What is a verb? Let's find out.
I get my thing in action. To be, to see, to feel, to live. That's what's happening. I put my heart in action. To run, to go, to get, to give. You're what's happening. That's where I find satisfaction. Yeah. To search, to find, to have, to hold. To be bold. When I use my imagination, I think, I plot, I plan, I dream, turning in towards creation. I make, I write, I dance, I sing. When I'm feeling really active, I run, I ride, I swim, I fly. Other times when life is easy, I rest, I sleep, I sit, I lie. Verb, that's what's happening. I can take a noun and bend it, give me a noun. That's both breaking power. Make it a verb and really send it. Show me how. Oh, I don't know my own power. It's my thing in action, in being, and doing, and saying. A verb expresses action, being or a state of being. A verb makes a statement. Yeah, a verb tells it like it is. I can tell you when it's happening. Past, present, future tense. Ooh, tell you more about what's happening. Say it so it makes some sense. Oh, I can tell you who is happening. Verb, you're so intense. Hey, every sentence has a subject. Now, person, place, a thing. Find that subject. Where's the action? Verb that makes the subject sing. Take a subject. What is it? What's done to it? What does it say? Ooh, I can question like, what is it? I can order like, go get it. When I hit, I need an object. Ooh, when I see the object. Do you see that bird ball? If you can see it, then put the ball on the fist, man. Go ahead on. Yeah, all right. What? Me either. It's going. It's going. It's going. I get my thing in action. To work, to play, to live, to love.
So that verb is an action. And so the way to think of what a verb is, as it says here, are words that show action. And if we were in class, I'd have you show me some or name some verbs, but we're not in class, so I'm just going to go over some quick example of verbs. So typically, as I said, a verb is something you can see being done. Like you can see somebody cry, laugh, climb, cook, wait, watch TV, dance, fight, fly. Other things you can see people doing, or not necessarily people, but nouns, walk, run, play, sleep, read, write, jump, ride, talk. You also have drink, eat, listen, open, close, throw away, turn on, turn off, and sing. So those are all examples of verbs, things you can see a noun doing. Like in this situation, we have a sentence. Christy sings Taylor Swift songs. What do you think the verb is in this sentence? If you said sings, that's correct. Because here are the person that's doing the singing is Christy. And Christy sings. So now notice here that Christy matches the word sings. We'll talk about something called subject-verb agreement later, but you have to be careful what type of verb you use. We wouldn't want to use the word sing here. You wouldn't say, Christy, sing Taylor Swift songs, unless you're giving her the direction to do that. But make sure your subject and verb kind of go together. Lamar plays basketball. What do you think the verb is in this sentence? If you said plays, that is correct, because that is what Lamar is doing. He's playing. Normally in class, I would have you go up to the board and move the word into the correct category. But for here, look at the word plays, thinks, swims, relaxes. What do all four of those have in common? Plays, thinks, swims, relaxes. What do they all have in common? You said they all go in verbs. You're correct. Now the row below them, grass, clock, basketball, tooth. What does that row all have in common? You said they're all nouns. That's correct. So here are some sentences where we name the noun verbs in here. Susie listens to her favorite song. What is the verb in that sentence? You said listens. That is correct. Greg hits the baseball over the fence. What is the verb? You said hits. That is correct. The little pig grunts. What is the verb in that sentence? If you said grunts, that is correct. The roof of the house leaks. What is the verb? If you said leaks, that is correct. The hunter searches for the deer. What is the verb in that sentence? If you said searches, that is correct. Now, if you didn't notice, some of you may have not noticed, that the verb doesn't always have to come in one particular part of the sentence. You can find the verb maybe at the beginning, the middle, or the end. So the verb doesn't have an assigned spot in the sentence. These are some more examples I'm just going to skip. Now, here's what I was talking about, subject-verb agreement. And I'm going to show you another video that talks about subject-verb agreement. So you know the subject is who or what the sentence is about. That is the person or place or thing, depending on what kind of noun it is, that is doing the action. If you have a singular subject, you need to have a singular verb. If you have a plural subject, meaning more than one subject, you need to have a plural verb. Now, when you typically are making a subject or a noun into plural form, you're adding some sort of S or maybe ES to make the plural form. Verbs are the opposite. A singular verb ends with an S. So it's important. Like when I said in this sentence up here that we talked about, Christy sings Taylor Swift songs. Christy is singular, meaning there's one person, one Christy. Sings also has to be singular, so it has an S at the end. So what I'd like to do is play a video that talks about subject-verb agreement. And I picked this one because I like the person's voice that is doing the talking.
Subject-verb agreement. Every sentence has a subject and a verb which must be in agreement. Singular verbs agree with singular subjects and plural verbs agree with plural subjects. For example, my mother works at a clinic. Here, mother is a singular subject with works as the singular verb. Another example, they work together at the workshop. Here, they is a plural subject with work as the plural verb. The singular pronouns I and you do not make use of singular verb forms. For example, I sing, you sing. Uncountable nouns take singular verb forms. For example, food gives energy. Two or more subjects joined by and always take a plural verb. For example, you and I are students. The verb have.
I want to stop it right there just to add something where it talks about you and I versus saying like you and me. Or like Bill and I, or Bill and me, or Tina and I, or Tina and me. You use the phrase and I if it's before the verb in a sentence. So Dominique and I went for a walk. Since it's before the verb, we say and I. Or if I said something like yesterday, after the long walk, it was up to Bill and me to sleep. No, that's a bad example. Let's try that again. Yesterday, we saw a movie that was very good, and after it, we went for a walk. Bill and me did. So those aren't very good examples I'm giving there, but yeah, just big thing is remember it's before the verb, it's and I. If it's after the verb, it's and me.
Had is used with singular as well as plural subjects. For example, Nikki had a fall. They had a problem.
So that's the big thing I want you to know how to subject-verb agreement is make sure of your subject, the who or what your sentence is about, is a singular subject. Your verb has to be singular. Typically, it's going to end with an S. Unless you're using the pronoun I. Even though I is a singular subject, one person makes up I, you're not going to say I plays with an S. You'd say I play. So just pay attention to those type of things when you're doing your worksheets. I did create 3 Google Forms for you to fill out in my classroom because I prefer if you can do things online. If you have questions at any time, please email me, call me, or you can even send me a message on Classroom. Take care. Bye.